there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of Mixed Media Mayhem, where we're using Nuvo Drops, wood grain, and texture paste. And it's going to try to follow along with Follow a Sketch February for this one, but because of the mixed media, I decided I didn't want to do all of the paper layers that are on this sketch, so I'm kind of just doing my own thing today. I will get back to Follow a Sketch February next week. I am using some different texture paste from Picket Fence Studios. It is paper glaze in. The pink one is pink carnation. The yellow one is primrose yellow, and the green one is mint hydrangea. I think I have the green one out there too. Yeah, it's at the top of the desk there. And then I went ahead and pulled out some Nuvo Drops in varying shades. I don't know the name of them off of the top of my head. They're not in front of me while I'm voicing this, but I will put a link to them down below if they are still available. But I know mine are very old, so I don't know if that is if they're even still made in the colors that I chose. So I don't have any new ones. So if you've got old ones, you probably have the same ones I have. And they work fine. You can just pop the top off of them. It seems like the little nozzle might have a plug of product in it, but it's not completely plugged. So you can poke a needle through there or something pokey, and you can take out the thicker of the Nuvo, which might be in the neck of the bottle, and then whatever's underneath is back to liquidy. So yeah, you can kind of reconstitute those, not by adding water, but just by pulling out the plug, basically. The plug of drier product that doesn't want to go through the little tiny nozzle. Okay, I'm using a really old Crafters Workshop stencil. This is the second time I've used it in 6 months probably, because I did another layout for the other child that I take care of. So this is for one of the girls. I've already done the other girls layout. This is about our tie-dye adventure over the summer. We spent like a week doing tie-dye and just going back to the store and buying more things to tie-dye, which I know sounds kind of weird, but their dad ended up wanting a t-shirt tie-dyed, so they tie-dyed one for him. We tie-dyed two for his brother because each girl had to pick the colors. And then, of course, they tie-dyed their own stuff. They tie-dyed some hair scrunchies and some little aprons, which were really cute. So that's what I am documenting here. So I love this tie-dye stencil for that, and I really like the addition of the Nuvo Drops through the stencil with it, because as you can see, it's giving it kind of a tie-dye effect. And I'm loving that. So just kind of randomly going around my double pager here, adding a little bit of texture paste with, again, the Nuvo Drops, trying to account for both colors. So I've kind of mixed the pink and the yellow and the blue and the turquoise. Apparently this one I've done a little bit of the blue and the pink, and just trying to mix it up a little bit so all of the colors are represented on each of the two pages that make up the double pager. And I apologize you don't get to see all of it on screen at one time. You will. It's just with the double page, I have limited camera space, especially I am at a retreat working on it, so my camera mount is not as adjustable as my one at home. So yeah, that's the problem. So I did actually use a little bit of Snowdrop White as well, I think for that blue. And that's how it looks, you guys. I think it looks really cool. It goes well with their shirts. I did not do any paper layers really behind this. I am just doing some faux paper layers around the outer edge of the embellishment areas where I'm going to put my embellishment clusters. And I am using the 49 and Market Spectrum Gardenia collection for my embellishment clusters, and I really like the way that they end up looking. I think they look really cool, and they're a lot of fun. So I try to pull in a little bit more purple in this particular one, because I this one is for the younger of the two girls, and purple is her favorite color, so I tried to make sure I played off of that purple, pulling in some purple leaves, a little bit of purple paper, tags, and such. And then I did use did I use all three? I think I just used, no, I might have used all three of the Viewmaster reels. Viewmaster, I don't know. All three of them, and I really like the way that that's looking. I'm also adding some black to each of the areas because I think that just boldens it up and makes it look really nice, and I really like that that pop of black and white. So this area that I'm working on in the bottom right hand corner, that is also going to be my title area. I'm going to borrow some stamps from a friend of mine, and I believe they are Close to My Heart alpha stamps, so no longer available. So I'm not going to link those down below at all. I will link the texture pastes and such below in case you're interested in purchasing those, and those are affiliate links, so they do give me a little bit of a commission if you choose to buy them, but it doesn't cost you any more to use my link. So I do appreciate it, the fact that you guys, some of you guys, choose to use my links, and it just does help me out just a little bit so that I can keep making videos for you guys. Okay, so inking everything up with a little bit of black soot distressing because I feel like, I apologize for my dog, you guys. I feel like sorry, that was distracting. I feel like the black gives it a really nice balance with such light colors. The opposing layout that I did for the older of the two girls is on black paper, and it's got some bright colors. At least I think it's on black paper. Oh my goodness, it's been quite a while since I made it. But it's using the same stencil, but a very different result. And so, I don't know, I just like that you can get very different looks using some of the same products, and I think that's really fun. So while I do that, there are a bunch of people playing along with Mixed Media Mayhem, and the chances are real good that some of them are using the Follow a Sketch February sketch, which is actually a double pager for today. But like I said, I decided to skip it today because it had a lot of paper layers, and as you can see here, I wanted to use the texture paste in this fashion, and I felt like I would be covering up a lot of it if I used a lot of paper layers. So anyway, the link for the playlist for Mixed Media Mayhem is down below, and you can go and check out all of the videos for today's Mixed Media Mayhem. Also, there is a link for the Facebook group where you can go and see the upcoming inspiration. And usually, lately, we've been doing a lot of recipe style inspiration pieces, but we do have some actual layouts that are coming up as inspiration, so you can go and check out what's coming up on the schedule, and you can play along. You can also see the layouts that people have done that may not have YouTube videos, so they wouldn't have a link down below. So definitely go and check out that Facebook group. While I go ahead and put these layers down, I am going to fess up that I totally forgot that there needed to be some wood grain on this layout. So I am going to come back at the very end and add some wood grain, which I think actually worked out in my favor, because while I was working on this at the retreat, I didn't have everything with me to begin with. So when I come back, I have a few more options, and that worked out really well because I ended up pulling in a couple of the crafty wood veneer pieces from MK's shop that I just had left over from a different project. So she had some crafty icons, and I just had 3 things left, and I ended up using 2 of those, a paintbrush and a paint palette, and I think it worked out really well, and added that wood veneer. I'm also going to add a little tiny strip of purple wood veneer paper to each cluster just to kind of give a little more depth of color. So you'll see that here in just a bit. While or in the meantime, I have been working on putting my clusters together, and then I used some embroidery floss through my tags because I don't like to leave the holes blank, and I didn't have a whole lot of other options with me. But the embroidery floss, I just doubled it up. I had some variegated. You can see it there in the center of my desk. Actually, I'm using it right there. And it's got blue, pink, and yellow mixed in, and I thought that worked really well for this particular layout. But I paired it up with some black because I also felt like those colors were so light that they kind of got lost, but being paired up with the black, it just made them pop a little bit more, and I really like the final result with the double strand of embroidery floss through the tag holes. So I was having a really difficult time getting 2 strands through this little tiny hole on this piece that says very best. I probably could have made the hole a little bit bigger, but I didn't have my crocodile with me. I also did not have I had a standard hole punch, but it's a really like a normal full size hole punch, and I thought that would be a little bit too big. And also my papers were already glued down, and I did not want to try and pull that tag off of the papers that were underneath it, because I did use some liquid glue in some of the cases, and I really just didn't want to take the chance of ruining things, which normally you've seen me pull, if you watch my channel, you've seen me pull a couple of layouts apart and redo portions of them. So it's not something I usually shy away from, but in this case, those little purple leaves are very delicate, and I really just didn't want to take the chance and ruin those. So it just took me a little extra time to get my floss through the little hole, and it ended up working fine, and happy with the result. I also did stretch this black and white little banner piece at the bottom here because I felt like it needed to stick out just a little bit more. It was a little bit on the small side, and so I'm stretching it behind this blue, I'm going to call it a book plate, I'm not really sure, maybe it's a label, but it's certainly not the kind of label I normally think of when I say label, so I'm calling it a book plate, this blue book plate. And then I did add a couple of little hearts here to my layout, a pink one and a black one in the upper right, and trying to spread the love of the black, because I don't have a ton of black pieces. I did have, like I said, I've had some black and white stripe, but I didn't have a lot of just plain black. So I've got that black heart and the love this that says black, and then I am going to be stamping in black ink over that blue book plate, and I think that's going to do the job. So here's where I come in with the stamps. I don't know the name of this stamp set, so I can't even tell you that. Like I said, I borrowed it from a friend. It is obviously close to my heart because it says that on the carrier sheet, but I cannot read the other portion of it. I know it says close to my heart something alpha. Totally not helpful, I know. But my title is just tie-dye. It's very simple. I didn't have a ton of room. It's a little bit wonky because these letters are a little wonky, and that's okay with me. I think that it adds to the kind of charm and fun of the layout, and it was a fun day, and very it kind of just gives it a playful kind of look. And then I did borrow this additional close to my heart tiny stamp set, but just for the numbers, because I wanted to go ahead and stamp the date on it. It's something I forget to do all the time, and then when I go to put layouts away in their albums or even my own albums, I don't have a date. I got to go back and look up the photos. It's very frustrating because of my own lack of follow through on getting those dates down. So while I had the photos sitting there and I had the little border strip off of the selfie paper that has the date written on it, because I wrote the date on it before I went to the retreat, I wanted to make sure I got that down. So again, that stamp set is no longer available. And I can't even tell you the name of it. So here's my 2 pieces of wood veneer. That is my wood grain, and then I'm going to add a little tiny strip of purple wood grain. And I know it doesn't look like a whole lot, but it's amazing what this little punch of purple does to the layout. So I cut this 3-inch strip into 3 1-inch strips, and then I cut them in half again, and I just tucked them under to kind of finish them off, or finish off each one of these clusters. And I really like the way that it looks, and I love that it added just that pop of purple and that depth of color, kind of like the black does, and I think it's a lot of fun. So hopefully you enjoyed that too. That is about it, you guys. Close-ups are coming up here. Thank you so much for watching. If you have questions or comments, you can leave those down below. As always, I will respond to you as quickly as I can. again, I really appreciate you guys taking time to watch my channel today. And every time you watch it, honestly, I know you got a lot of options out there, and I really just feel very blessed that you chose my channel. So thank you for that. And I will be back again real soon with another layout on Monday. So come back and see me on Monday. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this one, and don't forget to subscribe. You can hit the bell for notifications, and it'll let you know when I post a new video each time. See you soon. Bye-bye.